What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner? Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game preview. Today I'm very excited to check out Trainmaker from Grey Gnome Games. This is for 2 to 6 players. Ages, I'd say about 7, 8 and up. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes to play. And in Trainmaker, you are going to be chucking dice, trying to complete trains, gain different routes, use their special abilities, and try and complete secret contract cards. Sound intriguing? Let's open it up and see how it works. Alright, so we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Trainmaker. Now, as I always like to mention, this is the promotional copy I have in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. So first and foremost, we have a handy dandy rule booklet. It is pretty short. I believe it's 2 pages, double-sided, the copy that I have. It's pretty well done. It'll have you up and running in no time at all. This is by no means a complex game, so I should be able to teach it to you pretty easily. So, in order to win this game, what are you going to be doing? Well, if you want to win, you're going to have to complete your secret contract card, which you'll have 1 of, or you're going to need to collect all 6 different types of freight that you can collect, and they're all on the back of your handy-dandy little cheat card, which we'll get more into a minute. So let's go over the components, then we'll get into how the gameplay works and how you can win the game. So first, I mentioned the contract cards. They're going to be over here. At the beginning of the game, you're going to draw 2 of these contract cards and decide which one you would like to keep, and some will have 3 or 3. So this would be 3 cattle or 3 male, and these will be various different cards you're collecting. So for instance, if you were able to complete this route right here, you would have 1 of the 3 cattle you needed. And then most of them will say 3 or 3, but some of them will say 7. So in order to collect this one, you're going to need 7 yellow boxcars. So if you completed this train to Wichita, you would have 1, 2 of the 7 yellow boxcars you needed. Whereas if you collected this would be worth nothing to you for completing that contract. So that's what the 7 means. And then the rest of them are 3 or 3, 3 or 3, and then there's some more 7s right there. So you're going to take 1 contract card, and we'll just pretend that that's our contract card. Everyone's going to have 1 contract card. Everyone is also going to have 1 of these special tokens. This is called a switch track token. And what this is going to let you do is this is going to let you re-roll, well, not re-roll, it's going to let you modify any 1 die that you roll when you roll it. So essentially, if you're about to end your turn and not complete a route or not get a route you really, really need, you can essentially just, boom, turn this in, and then you'll be able to modify 1 die result to whatever you want. But be wary, you only get to use this 1 time per game. Seriously, only once. So once you use it, it's gone completely. You can never get it again, ever. Not even if there's a fire. So next, you're going to have routes. On your turn, at the beginning of your turn, you're always going to have 3 routes that are available to you to hopefully succeed at completing. So let's go over a route right here so you can see what's going on. So this route is to Seattle. That's purely flavor text, picture, flavor text. None of that matters. What matters are these, and these right here. So in order to complete this route, what you are going to need is you're going to need 3 green trains. Well, obviously you're going to need an engine, and there are 2 of these 6 sides are engines. We'll get more of this dice in a second. You're going to need 3 of these green ones right here, which are right there, and then you're going to need a caboose, which will be the red one right there. And if you can successfully do that, you're going to be able to get this card. Now, what does this card do for you? Well, it's going to give you 1 of the 6 symbols that you're going to need if you want to try and win that way. So it's going to give you the timber, or you might just need timber. We actually do need timber, so this would be a great card to get. And also, if you decide that you want to get rid of this card, completely to discard it on your turn, it's going to give you a special ability. Now let's go over the 4 special abilities that you're going to have. They are right here. They're on the special ability card. These 3 are pretty self-explanatory. Essentially, let's pretend that I wanted to get rid of this Toledo card. That I had unlocked this Toledo card last turn, and now I want to get rid of it. What it's going to let me do is I can get rid of this card, completely get rid of it, and I'm going to be able to set 1 die to the flat car side. And that is really going to help me, for instance, if I wanted to complete this right here, because it might give me that extra green that I need. So the yellow, the green, and the blue are just going to let you set 1 of your die to that side. Now this symbol down here is going to allow you to re-roll any number of dice, including dice that are part of a partially constructed train. So that can be very, very useful to you as well. Now there's 1 more special symbol that I do want to show you on these cards. I'm going to have to dig through it, of course, because I cannot find it. It's not on the cheat sheet card. And it's going to be a wild card symbol, and it's going to have a question mark. There it is. It's going to have a question mark on it. So as you can see, it's really hard to accomplish this, but that question mark means that you are going to be able to use that card as any particular one of these 6 that you want. So that is a very, very good card to get. So So I think we've gone over all the components. We've got a handy-dandy cheat card, and you're going to have the dice. So let's get to the dice. So on each and every one of these dice, and they're all going to be exactly the same, you are going to have one caboose, which you need to put at the end of your train to complete a train. You cannot complete a train unless you have a caboose. You're going to have your little green one. You're going to have the yellow one. You're going to have your blue one. And then you're going to have two engines, which are these black ones. So it's very, very likely that you're going to get an engine, because in order to complete a train, you absolutely have to have at least one engine, and you can have two, but I'll show you how that works in a second. So on your turn, let's just pretend that we're ready to go. You are going to roll your dice. We've got our switch track token. You're going to roll your dice, and you are absolutely going to need to have at least one engine. So boom, we got our one engine, and let's see what else. Wow, we got 4 of these yellows right here, and we got a caboose. You know what? This is actually really good for us because it's also a good play example. So I have a couple options here. The worst option would be, all right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and boom, I have completed this train to Wichita. And I would unlock this Wichita card, and it would be mine forever, and that would be the end of my turn. Well, unless I get rid of it. Now, there is another option that you can have, and that's called a double engine option, which means that you have the option, when you start off, to put 2 engines at the front of your train. Now you're saying, why would you possibly want to put 2 engines at the front of your train? Because, as you saw when I captured that Wichita train last time, if you put 2 engines in front of your train, then you're going to get to go again, which means I could potentially try to get Toledo or Seattle. But the thing is, I would only get to use the dice that I put on my train. So, for instance, if I did this, which is a perfectly legit option, I would get to capture Wichita, and then I would get to roll all of my dice again to try and get Toledo or Seattle. So let's see if I can do it once again, and hopefully this example will be a little bit worse so you can see how this works. So, wow, yeah, here we go. So I have 4 engines right here. So, in order to continue going, you have to put at least one of the middle parts on your train, which are the yellow, the green, and the blue. So I'm going to put this yellow right here, even though I don't need it. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to put this blue right here. So I'm going to put that blue right there, and boom, I'm potentially on my way to getting Toledo. I can't put my caboose on just yet, so I'm going to re-roll these 4 dice now. Now, when I roll these 4 dice, I'm going to have to put something on, no matter if I want to or not. So here we go. I've got a green on there. So I have successfully completed this route to Toledo. Now, one thing I want to mention is it doesn't matter what order these dice are in. So if I would have had black, black, green, blue, that would still be completely legitimate. So, you know what? I'm also going to put this yellow one right here, and then now I have an interesting option. I could just put one caboose on, and I can continue to try and go for Seattle, but not with this dice. Or I could roll both of these cabooses again and hope that one of them turns up a caboose and one of them turns up a blue or a green or a yellow. But we're going to play it safe, and we're going to do the caboose here, which means we lose this die, so we'll give it over to our opponent over here who's going to go next, and we are going to successfully capture Toledo. So now we are on to Seattle, which means I could potentially get 3 cards on this turn. So we start off, we got our 1 engine. We don't need 2 engines because you can only capture 3 cards per turn at the most. And this is not good. So I did not get a green, which really kind of stinks. But here's the thing. In order to continue rolling, I have to put either this blue one or this yellow one on the engine. Or, if I really wanted to, this early in the game, I could potentially use my switch track token, which I will actually use. So I'm going to, or I actually could use this ability right here too. But you know what? I'm just going to use my switch track token so you can see how it works. I'm going to go ahead and use my switch track token, and I'm going to turn this black card into a green card, which means I now get to roll all 4 of these again. And it's not looking so good. But you know what? Let's look at my special ability. I need 3 corn or 3 lumber. And I really need that lumber. So you know what? I'm going to turn in this Toledo card right here. So I discard this. It is gone from the game forever. But what I get to do is I get to reset one of these dice to the green side, which is very helpful for me right now. And so I get to roll one more time because I just added at least 1 to that. So roll it up again, and boom! I got it. That's awesome. So I got my black, my 3 greens, and my caboose, which means I have unlocked Seattle. Now, it cost me spending Toledo, but I was able to successfully do that round. I would pass all my dice, and then the next player would draw up to 3 cards, and they would repeat, trying to do the same thing. So essentially, on your turn, you're going to be able to get, at the most, 3 cards from the center. You're going to continue to go around and around and around until someone is able to either complete their secret contract card or collect all 6 types of good, and that person will be the winner of Trainmaker, and that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Trainmaker from Gnome Games, coming to a Kickstarter near you very, very soon. Who might be digging this game? First and foremost, if you like push-your-luck dice games that give you a little bit of choices here and there, this one might be for you, because you're constantly going to be pushing your luck and having to make those decisions. Do I waste a card in front of me to change the dice now that might give me a better card that I can use later? Do I use my one-time special ability? Do I go double engines? There's just enough choices to be like, I don't know what to do there. So if you like that, this one might be for you. Also, if you constantly run into that problem on game night when you get to 6 players and you're like, and it cuts off like 75% of your games. I know I run into that problem sometimes. This one will be for you because it does play 2 to 6 players and it's going to accommodate 6 players. Now, it's not going to be as fast as a 2, 3, 4, 5 player game, but it's still by no means going to be a long game at all. Last, if you were in the market for a lightning quick 2-player game, this one definitely fits that bill. Me and my wife, once we learned how to play this, it was just boom, 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 boom. We can finish the game in 10 to 15 minutes. It's a very, very quick, light filler game, and if it's 2 players, I mean, this is definitely a game that you can easily squeeze in between 2 possibly meatier games. So, that is Trainmaker from Gnome Games, coming to a Kickstarter near you very, very soon. I will post a Kickstarter link below. It looks like it might be your cup of tea. Be sure to click on that said Kickstarter link below. Also, in the comments below, let me know, do you like word games? Do you like Scrabble, Word on the Street, games like that? I personally love word games. I don't see what the problem with Scrabble is. And granted, I've never played with one of those people who like memorize 2-letter words and all that kind of stuff, but I really enjoy word games. I think they're fun. So let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite word game? And I know, I really want to play paperback because I know somebody's going to say paperback, but post in the comments below, let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button below, and thanks for your time, YouTube. That was the preview for Trainmakers. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bowers Game Corner.